Couldn't stand in line, so I became a leader. Turned these non-believers into overachievers. They were sleeping on the boy like I'm only a dreamer. I was high off life, mixed with a little reefer. When you don't know the game, I promise they'll try to cheat you. Study your
Hello, Melanites. My name is GT.
And I'm Kymmy Cocoa.
And we are your hosts for Innovative Black Stations Connecting the Dots. And today we do have a guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Jared Rainey, but I go by Rainey. You can follow me on all social media at USFJRain.
All right, and Rainey is here because we're talking about something that we have gotten a lot of feedback on, and a lot of people have been talking about ever since yesterday. It's just like a really heated topic. But we wanted to put you on game on somebody.
And that's Miss Maxine Waters. So, Kim, go ahead and lead us off with Maxine Waters.
So, last week, we were talking about Maxine Waters, and he didn't really know who she was.
At all.
And I just saw the pictures and everything. I saw the memes, but I didn't know her actual name.
Yeah. So Auntie Maxine, that we all adopted her as our auntie, she's a congressional leader in a district in California, mostly the South Central Los Angeles district.
Okay.
And back in the 90s, the government had formed a committee to discuss hip-hop and violence.
Okay.
So they were saying that there was a link between hip-hop and all the violence and the crime that was going on.
Right.
So then, back then, you have to remember, okay, so Tupac got arrested for battery. Snoop got arrested for murder. So the government was like, hey, the feminists were saying, hip-hop is misogynistic, it's promoting violence, and kids are doing this because they're hearing it on these songs.
Right.
So Auntie Maxine came to Congress and she said, wait a minute, these are our children, they're poets, it's just the way that they're expressing themselves and the way things are going on in the hood. And
right.
if we try to silence them, that's not, that's going to put...
It's not helping us at all.
It's not helping them, and it's not going to help them with their art. So she's our beloved auntie.
Right.
More recently, she's been coming out because of her opposition to Trump and her outspokenness. So when you see all those memes and when you see all that, it's because she is very outspoken. She doesn't hold any punches when it comes to things that she is passionate about. And one of the things that she's passionate about is getting Trump out of there.
So, Kim, the question that I have is, and I think the question that a lot of people have is, why is she trying to impeach Trump?
She's one of the more outspoken Democrats. The Democrats have been like really, really quiet and meek, and they kind of feel defeated, since Hillary got down. And she's just like, no, what's going on with Russia? She thinks there's a lot of money laundering going on behind the scenes. Because remember, Trump never showed his tax return, so we don't know what's going
really
on.
happened,
And she's just like, no, we need to know. And I agree with her. I mean, I think that, like we said in a previous episode, there's a lot of energy that black people as a whole put toward stuff that's not important. And you have to pay attention to your elected representatives, because God bless whoever voted for Auntie Maxine to be in office in LA.
Absolutely.
You people, politicians lie, whatever, but it's good. You have to do your research and make sure that the politicians are representing your viewpoint, your people, your age bracket. And I feel like there's a disconnect within, like, I'd say like the 18-year-olds who are, just getting old enough to vote, and say like 30. And like back then, when we had all of those people that were coming out and talking, and Public Enemy and Tupac, and that just Stetson Sonic and everybody, kind of, there was just like a movement of people, and I think that that's lost now, and I think that we need to reel that back in.
She had a lot to do with, speaking on the hip hop side of it, she did have a lot to do with the parental advisory. Was it the parental advisory?
Right.
The little logo at the bottom of my head.
Right.
Well, that's what this subcommittee hearing was about. And so that was the outcome of it, having, instead of like saying you can't say this stuff on the radio or in your songs, we'll say, okay, this has that in it. So that was the outcome of it. And they put those labels on there. So, I mean, the radio, a lot of radio stations stopped playing hip hop altogether at one point. So
I do like the thing I like about Maxine Waters is that she embraced the millennials. She embraces how how we do our form of art, and how we go about speaking to our community. Like, in her eyes, there's no wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? You
It's just
put
a
this
different way.
It's a different way, right? You put these drugs in our neighborhoods and a lot of other influences in our neighborhoods, and this basically is the outcome of it.
Right.
And she embraces that. And I think that it's important for a lot of the older generation to understand that when it comes to the millennials, because you have to connect the dots from the old to the new to get somewhere, for us to unite as a people.
Right.
And that is very important.
And like we're going to discuss in another segment, and that's why we have a guest here. We have to get everybody's opinion on a couple of different things as it pertains to the riots yesterday.
Okay.
The white supremacy, how hip hop as a tool, and then later on we're going to talk about whether there should be a hip hop council.
Right.
That idea has been floating around.
Right.
So that's what we're going to talk about on the next episode. But make sure, and like I like Do What I'll Do from Lords of the Underground. Do you guys know who that is?
Yes, I absolutely do.
I'm so proud of you. Okay, so he's running for city council in the city of Newark in New Jersey.
Okay.
And of course he's gonna reflect and help. He does that anyway. He's just a community guy. Grew up with him, watched his whole movement from doing the little local scenes.
So you personally know him?
Yeah.
That's dope. Okay.
Yeah. And so
You don't know everybody.
no, I don't. It just it's you want to make sure that your representatives locally from the ground up represent your views and hold them to what they say they're going to do and make them do what you want them to do.
Right, absolutely.
So let's talk about that in the next segment about white supremacy and mentality and all that.
So going into what she's saying, we're talking about Charlottesville, Virginia. And 3 things that I found out about Charlottesville, Virginia that's very interesting is that it's an independent city with a population of only 48,000 people, over 48,000 people. It's 99 miles outside of Washington, D.C. And before 1864, it was illegal for blacks to own their own churches.
It was illegal for blacks to own anything anywhere.
Period.
Right. It was illegal for black people to own anything anywhere, period. And Charlottesville is just a cookie cut of a lot of little cities in the South.
Absolutely.
What do you think? Where are you from?
I'm from Atlanta. I'm from here.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't like the faces you just made when you said that. But my take on the whole situation, like my first question was, how were they able to put that together and nobody really heard about it? Like, I know some black people out there, like nobody got wind of like, hey, they finna put together a whole little rally, like what's up, what we gonna do about it? And then like once I actually saw what was going on, I'm like, okay, at what point do we say we tired of this? Like when we gonna buck back? And I think that's like the scary part, because like you gonna keep pushing this. We keep getting shot in the streets, and I see now like a lot more artists and other entertainment people that they're a lot more vocal about it. So then it's very powerful in music.
Absolutely.
And like you said, the kids are easily influenced.
Right.
Now it's gonna take the right person to say something, and somebody gonna pick up on it and be like, you know what?
Right.
Let's go do something about it.
Okay, so
Kim, real quick, not meaning to cut you off, but
because I'm
according to CNN, 19 people was hurt, 5 is still in critical condition, and I know that a 32-year-old woman did die yesterday.
She did die.
And the lady that died was fighting for us.
Right.
And so God bless her family, and I hope that I hope God helps them deal with all that's going on. But it's like it really comes down to what you believe and how hard you're willing to go for it. Okay? First of all, there's no such thing as white supremacy. Let's start there. White supremacy is something that was created
it's a mindset.
It's a mindset.
Right. You know what I mean?
It is an
I agree with you.
absolute
Okay, yeah.
mindset.
It's a mindset.
It was created in the first place because after the Civil War, which they're still fighting, clearly. And let me stop there for a minute and add this. If you want to come back to the South, y'all can have it. And that's why I said that to you when you said I'm from Atlanta. I understand y'all from the South or whatever, but you won't come get this shit. Because guess what? There's no more cotton down here. So I don't know what y'all want it for. But if you want it, you can have it. And we'll all happily go live up north.
It's the life. I think it's the lifestyle.
Right,
Let
it's the
them
lifestyle
have
and the money
It's the
that's out here
lifestyle.
now. It's like
Exactly.
we already own music out here. I mean, music is big, and then they also bringing the movies out here as well. Like if you
Right.
go down Peter Street, they film it.
Okay, but
Right.
we could do all that up there. And guess what? Y'all make y'all little white movies then. Like I'm saying, this is how ignorant their mentality is. And I'm going into their space now mentally. Like, okay, you got the Confederate flag.
Right.
The shit is lost.
Right.
It was lost hundreds of years ago. 618,000 people died from this country.
Right.
From here, from these 50 states, they were here. So that's what white supremacy came in right there, because they had to distinguish the poor white people from the poor black people, right?
Right.
So the only thing that was different between us and then back then after the war, because look at this. Everybody thinks that all white people had slaves. They didn't. Only the rich white people
Right.
had slaves.
Right.
So the poor white people was fighting the war, and a lot of them died, and a lot of their families, they were all single moms, like they think we are, because their husbands died in the Civil War.
Right.
Think 618,000 people. Whose family was not affected by that?
Right.
Okay, so now they have Reconstruction, no more slavery, right?
Right.
So now you got a whole bunch of poor black folks and a whole bunch of poor white folks. And who's getting what? Because we all out here scraping. So they had to start, if they put the laws, okay, black people don't go here.
Right, the social
black people
classes
don't
and
do
everything,
that.
right?
It's all mental. It's not real. They had to make you can't have capitalism unless you have some sort of a way where you make other people think they don't deserve to be
That they're
where
inferior
you are.
to you, right? I
Because
understand, right?
everybody's open out here for everybody.
Right.
So if you think that, then that's what you are. If you think that they're better than you, white people. I
don't think it's that
understand.
black people think that they're better than them, but I do think within our community, even though we influence a lot of things, and as far as entertainment and being innovative and inventing things,
we do it all.
We're the head of it. But you have to understand, like with those lashes and those segregations and things of that
Absolutely.
nature.
That was a mental
It's a
thing.
fear.
Right, it put us.
It's a fear.
It's a
Right,
fear.
right.
Exactly. It was a fear.
I
And
understand that.
we can do whatever it is that we want to do, but like he said, it's a fear. If I do this, what's going to happen?
What's gonna be the
What's gonna happen to
consequence?
my
Exactly.
family? So we trying to protect our families, or we were in that mind state of
Okay,
trying to protect
and I
our
understand
families.
that. But guess what? We made it. We're still here.
Understood, but I feel like it has to be enough of us to come together in order to do that. Because like right now, if somebody got shot outside in the street,
Unity.
people gonna pull out their phones. But are you really gonna go in there and engage? Like, hey, lay up off them, because then now you putting your life at risk. I feel like it has to be enough people as a people. We all have to come together and say, hey, we're not putting up with this shit no more.
Right,
So we see
absolutely.
it need to be a group of us
Okay,
outside
so-
patrolling it. Right, we need to roll deep. Like we really
Okay,
want to change that.
But guess what? Here's what I think. I think that while you guys are watching Power, and while you are watching the fucking football game, because you can't get black men together like you can on football Sunday, bruh. It is kumbaya.
If that's the case, that's everything.
Shout out to Marshawn Lynch.
Right, if that's the case, that's with everything though. Because white people, they come together, they love seeing us niggas running around on the field.
I don't want to hear that.
But it's true.
Because
it's true.
But don't do that.
It's
Don't do
true.
that. Well, then what are we gonna do about it then? Because we.
That's my question. What are we going to do about it? I support.
What y'all think we gonna do about it?
What y'all think?
What y'all think? What is it that we can do about it?
What can we do about it? Well, listen.
Stop talking. We just keep talking.
That pisses me off.
And who finna do it
That
though?
pisses
Who
me
gonna
off.
stop talking
Yeah.
and go out there and do something?
That's the thing with black people. We just protest.
Exactly. It don't do a
But
damn.
stop spending your money.
thing.
Stop spending your money.
We can raise enough awareness.
They know we getting shot, but what are we gonna do at this point?
Do you care?
Of course I
Okay,
care.
well, why is there so much violence reflected in everything that we do? Let's get off of them for a minute and take care of home. Let's talk about us and what we can do and what might be better for us.
Well, it's like
because
you-
I don't like when people deflect and say, well, white people do that too. Fuck them.
No.
They don't give,
No.
They're not thinking about, they're good. As far as they're
They're good off
concerned.
of us, though. You have to understand that, like, a lot of the things that they're living
That's
off
a
of is
house
stuff
cleaning
that
issue.
we invented. Do you know? I don't think black people
Right.
even know something as simple as this. Do you know the black man invented the street light, the stop sign, the refrigerator? Simple shit.
But you know what?
Simple shit that to this day we continue to use. We have to educate ourselves on a lot of shit.
Yes.
Just like with electricity and the telephone.
Do you know a black man created the cotton gin here?
Yeah.
In Wilkes County, Georgia.
You know that.
We didn't need to keep picking the cotton. We created something that we didn't have to do all that work for.
We create a lot of shit that we don't have to do a lot of work
But
for.
when
But it
did
gets
you learn?
taken.
When did you learn that?
In school.
Black women.
Did you learn that?
Black
in school?
women. Did I learn what?
About all this black stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff we did.
I went to
I went to
Black
city.
Right, exactly. So it's like
in
that
a black
stuff was
city.
taught to us until I moved.
I'm gonna mention something too. When I was in high school, 12th grade, we had a science teacher that used to teach us about a lot of things. I don't know for sure, but I do think he was a Mason. But he was teaching us like the coins, like why Abraham Lincoln was facing a certain way and why the coin was bronze and things of that nature. And it was crazy because like after I want to say about 3 weeks of him teaching the class, he was gone and nobody knew why he was gone. But I was like, I knew it had to be somebody that went to the office and said, well, he's speaking on curriculum that's not pertaining to this, but he's trying to put his people on
But
beat.
you can't do that. That's what I'm saying. You have to do that. We need that. We need that place. And it used to be music. It used to be hip hop. We used to be able to communicate with each other that way. What happened?
But then
It's like you said earlier, there is a disconnect because, like I said, drugs and money got involved. It's a lot like even it was then there, but now it's like the millennials. We got the internet and shit now, so like now anybody can put out anything.
So that's one of the things I want black people to do. Number one, stop worshiping money. Because everything is at a cost and at a price for you.
But Kim, realize this.
You don't want to give up anything,
Kim.
And then you want everything to be done, but you don't want to stop doing nothing to get it.
But Kim, this is a conversation I had with my uncle last night. You, a 17, 18-year-old kid from the hood. You got 5 brothers and sisters. Your mama struggling working 2 jobs and going to school. And a white man come to you and say, here go $1 million, but you need to do everything my way.
Jump around like a monkey and shit like that, you gonna do it.
But you gotta take
They're doing it in sports, they're doing it in hip hop.
Yeah, they definitely doing it. Like that whole Bobby Smurda video back. Remember when he was auditioning? I hated it too, but I had to think about it. Like the position he was in, I understood where he was coming from. I'm like, man, he run around looking like a monkey, but at the end of the day, he getting paid. Now it did backfire. He in jail or whatever now, but I can't blame him for what he did because everybody's situation is different.
Exactly. It was just like Frank Gore. Frank Gore left out of college after his junior year because his mom had cancer.
He going to get that check so he can go provide. I understand that as a people it's not helping us, but if
we got to do what we got to do for our families.
To wrap it up, what's the solution? What y'all feel like a solution is? I know what's everybody's solution? Because everybody got.
I'm still sticking with my opinion. You got to stop worshiping money. And then you say, okay, well, they say, okay, but if you school your kids young on money and what's worth what, they're not going to jump like monkeys when they see this because they're going to realize they have to pay taxes on that. They have to pay this person. They have to pay that person. Why did this person give me $1 million?
Right.
Knowledge itself, it helps you make decisions for your whole life. You're not going to jump like a monkey. Stop worshiping money. Everything you do is because it's materialism involved.
I got 2 words. Educate and invest. And that's it.
Absolutely. But educate first and get knowledge yourself. What's good is $1 million if you still a monkey?
No, I
$1
agree
monkey.
with you. I'm just telling you,
that's what they are.
Because I guess I'm the youngest at the table. Like I agree with you. Like I'm in that middle now. Like I'm almost.
You get your age to get it though,
and that's tough. That's what you gotta understand. It's tough, especially being out here in Atlanta because like literally you can go anywhere and all these rappers they coming through with their fancy cars and all the money in the club. They doing the concerts and all the women. And so when you in the club, they popping bottles and everything. So to the little nigga in the corner who just turned 18 or 21 in the club, he wants that lifestyle
because he saw his mama worshiping money. He saw his daddy worshiping money, and he saw them. They didn't have that.
I don't even think
not even that, Kim. Like it's just they work ethic.
Right. It's just that's what I'm saying. Like maybe they see their parents doing it. Like I don't want to live that life. I don't want to do the 9-to-5 route. I don't want to struggle. I don't want to have to work.
Okay.
Check the check.
Who's supposed to have regular? Okay. Let me ask y'all this. And
okay.
I love that everyone has all these ambitions and hopes and dreams and everything. So does that saying that the young boy that doesn't have any money shouldn't be happy? Like he shouldn't have. Some of those rich people have no parents. They have no families. They have no like. We have to. That's what I'm saying. Go back to what happiness is and what family is and what's your core values.
Understood.
We are happy. We are. It's not that we don't have a sense of happiness. It's just we're in a struggle.
Right. Don't confuse happiness with settling.
I understand that. But somebody that has a job should still be able to be happy and hear music and not feel like he's a piece of shit because his mama has a job and he got to share shit with his brothers and sisters. Like that's sometimes okay. You could do better. Where's the hope in him? hip hop anymore or hoping. It's
Well,
just like, yo, I got money and you don't.
But then it comes down to what artist you decide to listen to. Then it comes down to the artist that you decide to listen to.
But
so I know the radio is pushing certain stuff, but we got internet. Like I don't even listen to the radio, but I know about J. Cole's and the Uzi and everybody else. Like you have that option to literally play whatever you want to at this point. You got Tidal, you got Apple Music, you type in whatever you want.
But if you,
so at the end of the day, it's on that person.
But guess what? Little Johnny that saw Little Uzi come by and do money, his mom can't afford to pay a subscription to Tidal and feed him, and he doesn't have a computer, so he has to listen to the radio. There's still people that radio is still a heavy influence. TV is still a heavy influence.
I give you TV, but I don't know about radio anymore.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this then.
Okay.
So like Cardi B, apparently she's in the gang, right? Okay, that's great.
Radio was never built for the artist.
She's on Love and Hip Hop, right?
Right.
Love and Hip Hop comes on at 8 o'clock,
Right.
9 o'clock, 10 o'clock,
They rerun
11 o'clock.
all
It
week.
comes
I
on
get it.
Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. So that's still a heavy influence because guess what? My mom watches it, my sister watches it, my aunt watches it, whatever. So when she's saying like, okay, I got this, I got that, still, everybody, what is that doing to the kids though?
Again, it's influencing the kids. I understand that, but you got to look at if you understood her story and how she got there. Again, she understand what she.
All right, we're gonna continue this conversation forever and ever. All
right,
black people until we like something. I don't know.
So listen,
but
this last segment. Cocoa with Kymmy.
Okay.
Kymmy, what's theming today?
Cocoa with Kymmy.
Yeah.
Okay.
This last segment, Cocoa with Kymmy, is about a hip hop counsel. Joey Badass was interviewed recently, and he was asked about the status of hip hop, how he's different because he's more of a lyricist. He's dope. I like him. He's one of the younger guys that I really like. And he said there should be a hip hop council because then it wouldn't have gotten this far.
Agree.
You know what I mean? There has to be somebody that says, nah, we ain't trying to go that route with hip hop. We trying to keep it in the middle or have some diversity or have somebody say something about something that's whatever.
Absolutely.
Okay, so who would you have on your hip hop council?
Before I even say my council, it got to be 3 stipulations.
Okay.
You got to be in the game at least 20 years.
You think
you
that's
gotta
a
have
good stipulation?
Nah. I'm gonna let you finish it then.
You have to be at least. You have to have some type of success, even if it's not necessarily not necessarily record sale success altogether. Because you could be somebody like Too Short that got like 25 plus albums and be successful, but you also got other businesses on the side like a Tech 9.
Yeah,
and
that's a good.
You also have to know your knowledge. So that's what my whole council was based off of that, and then regions. Who are the most successful people in their region? So I had Ice Cube. Okay. Of course, he started the Big 3. He started Q Vision, NWA. Yeah. You got KRS-One, who's very knowledgeable, educated, and was very successful early on in hip hop. You have someone, Scarface, who was a successful businessman and is continuing his success, even though he's not on the mainstream and is very knowledgeable. Mm-hmm. You have Reverend Warren, one of the pioneers of hip hop. So he understands it from the ground up. And I mention Master P? Master P very successful.
Yours is heavily tilted south.
Definitely.
Album sales. I mean, he got the Rap Snacks and just a great business.
I didn't know that was him on the Rap Snack.
Is it?
Oh, wow. Oh. That's big. Okay.
Not to mention, he started his own record label from his car.
Selling out the trunk.
Man.
He sold 1 million records out his trunk before he even had a deal.
Yo, I was in Jersey and I was jamming Master. Yo, I think I was the only person. Like, I put all my friends up. I'm like, yo, you gotta hear this. You got to hit Master P. What? Yo, I was like, I don't know what's going on in New Orleans, but New Orleans is lit. Yo, I love Master P. I mean, Ice Cube definitely. From the 90s, oh, y'all missed it.
But see, that's the thing, and see that's one thing.
Y'all missed the 90s.
What he connected the dots on was like something he hit when what he said was what made him start the Big 3 was just like, damn, like what happened to my favorite players that's not playing no more, and they just kind of fell off the map. So, you seeing certain guys in the Big 3 and you like, damn, I ain't seen this dude in like 5 years.
And they still balling too. Like, it's crazy. I just watched it last night actually.
those big
It
three
be
games.
bottling.
Look. These dudes, some of them are like 30 something.
Still moving around.
Of course
They're
they
moving.
are.
I mean, you know.
You're supposed to still be moving 30, 40s, 50. That's not old.
But how smart was it for him to take Allen Iverson and make Allen Iverson the face of that league?
Yeah,
How-
the face
how
that
smart-
hardly shows up.
It was genius.
He's still acting
It
like
was
he was
genius,
acting
that,
back
I
in the
mean.
day. Didn't he miss a game or something like that?
I believe he did.
Practice?
Right, like we talking practice.
Allen Iverson, I'm gonna need you to start coming to every game, okay?
So since it's Cocoa with Kymmy, I'm gonna get yours last.
Yes.
Who will be your hip hop counsel?
Me personally, I don't even think I have 5, but I have to put Jay-Z on that list.
Okay.
And like I agree with you on the regional aspect. I feel like you have to have Killer Mike on that list for me personally, because like the things that he's doing out here in Atlanta
Absolutely.
is absolutely amazing.
Very
Yes.
interesting.
The third person on my list, I feel like it has to be a young person in like a Kendrick or a Cole or somebody, because they're involved, like they're in the industry now. So I get what you're saying, like have 20 plus years of experience, but you also got to take into account like there's another generation who's actively in it right
You know who
now.
I argue with real quick?
Who?
I argue with the fact that I felt like Gucci Mane should be on there, and I have a number of reasons why. Over 3,000 plus songs.
How do I roll my eyes
His
back?
independence is-
I would love to hear why.
The reason why, because look at the new wave of music that's come out.
I understand that.
All his
but
children-
should he be able to? Should he be the voice of what we're trying to accomplish?
No.
Right. That's why I got
No.
it. Should Gucci be the voice of what we're trying to accomplish at this moment? I don't really think so.
I
I
with
get it.
Gucci,
I
you
get
know
it.
what I'm saying?
Right. But like the concert, he had a concert last night. I mean, he showed up
Did
and
you
showed
go?
out. I did not, but I saw everybody Snapchat. I'm like, dang, I should have went. But I don't feel like,
I like
a Gucci kid. Yeah, like,
you know what I mean? Because sometimes you gotta, you know, but
and I don't know if he the
B.
voice of the
He be in
people.
jail too much for me. Like, nah, B.
I would throw T.I. on that list as well.
Yeah.
I would definitely throw, because like you gotta understand, he went to jail all the time, then realized, oh, I gotta get my life together, and then now he's
Yeah.
speaking out against some of this stuff. Then the fifth person, I don't know, it could be a toss up between anybody you just named out as well. But I do feel like the gap shouldn't be so big as far as who's speaking for us in the
Right.
hip hop community.
Makes sense.
Well,
Make a lot
I
of
think
sense.
that Kool Herc should be on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Because
Understandable.
you know he is the father of hip hop, and I don't know if you guys pay much attention but they dedicated his street, in the Bronx, Sedgwick Avenue. They named it Hip Hop Boulevard now,
That's dope.
but he wasn't there for the ceremony. Like I never saw him in any pictures or anything like that. And even on the other day, it was the 44th birthday of hip hop. Like everybody was posting pictures of him and with him, and it was a great thing.
Right.
But I didn't see him. I hope he's okay. Like, you know, I think he should be on it. I think he should be given more. I don't think that if he's not feeling well or if anything, he should want for anything. I think that he should be treated like royalty, and I think people should do more for him because
But a lot of people don't know.
Don't have
Kool
a
Herc
clue
is.
who he is.
They don't, Kim.
And that's what I mean by that gap. Like, a lot of these new
I need
people have
water.
no clue
I'm
about
gonna-
the history
I'm
of
gonna
hip
go
hop.
get a drink and come right back.
Let's be honest.
Let me get a drink.
Look, I thought your cocoa was steaming.
I'm going to get a
Steaming.
drink. No, literally, I have to walk away on that because that's jacked up.
Yeah, I understand, but you're right. People don't know who he is.
They don't know who- they don't know
I can
who
go
Kool
to a
Herc
Uzi
is.
Vert. Matter of fact, you could call out Lil Yachty. Lil Yachty had no clue. Like, he had no clue who these people were. Even Rich Homie Quan, when he went on stage to perform Biggie, like,
He didn't
first
remember
off,
the lyrics.
who agreed to allow this man to go up there? That was dumb on their part. But then, like, he proved exactly right there that there is a gap, and somebody got to connect in some kind of way.
Well, I can definitely say this. Google tried their best to connect it. What they did the other day was that they had the app where
the
they,
little gang?
they
That was
educated
dope.
you
That
on it,
was
and they
dope.
let you mix your own songs and talked about the first songs that was mixed in hip hop. So I did think that was really cool. I do want to go ahead and wrap up this show. I do want to let you guys know,
My counsel.
Kimmy, you didn't finish your counsel.
No, I didn't. I had to go
Yeah,
get
she
a
only
drink.
named out one, and then
I'm just pissed off that y'all don't know who Kool Herc is.
no, I'm not saying I don't know.
No,
I'm saying
not
okay.
saying
I'm about to
you.
say all
I'm
right.
sorry, you have to know this about me. When I say y'all,
Oh,
everybody
okay,
but
I
me
got you.
is
Speaking
y'all.
in general,
I got you.
I had to
Everybody
learn
but
that early on.
Okay. That ain't no tea either. Anyway,
That'd be
I
some
think
damn
that
cocoa.
Nas should be on it.
I can agree. My favorite artist all the time, so I can agree with that.
For the South, I want Organized Noise as a collective to be on it. I think that they are so dope. and they bring
interesting.
the family aspect to it. And then you have Dre, and you have Big Boy, and then you have like the production, because you have to think about it. Hip hop originally was DJs, right? So I think DJ Red Alert should be on it. Mine is heavily East Coast, and it's probably heavily older people that you guys probably don't. But for a young person,
See, your list got to be like trail mix. You got to have that salty,
Right,
that
it
sweet.
got to be enough mixed in
You
there.
gotta have it.
you have
Right.
all my South people. You have my kind of like younger people, because I think Killer Mike should be on it too.
Yeah, definitely. Killer Mike, definitely. He has to be on there. Like the work he's putting out here, like I don't
Yeah,
see
but
why
I
not.
think they should be like an elder board, and those
See,
would be
I
my
don't
people.
think it should be all elder.
No,
though. Okay.
So
not
let me ask
but
you a question
I agree
real
with
quick.
you guys people, and then just add my people.
So let me
as
ask you
like
a
an
quick.
overseer.
Let me ask you a question real quick before we wrap up. Should we do it? Should we have little mini councils by regions and then have a supreme
Just
council,
like anything
or?
else, just like any other.
That's like a real hip hop congress. Is what you're saying?
Right.
Exactly.
Absolutely, yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
No, and then you have to vote on stuff.
I wouldn't be mad
And
at
we
that at
can
all.
we can kind of like narrow the direction down so it doesn't get so like it's like they've taken it so far. Whatever, like the just it's
Yeah,
like,
there need to be genres inside of hip hop now. Like
I
like it should be
if
like
there
little
were
sub genres.
I don't think people would settle for the bullshit. Like if they had more options.
I agree with you. I feel like if they knew
Yeah.
what they were getting ready to listen to, they can make that. They'd be like, oh, okay, I understand what they're
Because
talking
when
because
I
it's
go
that type
to
of
a
music.
party and it's like a hip hop party,
Right.
and I walk in and it's
You
like
just never know what you're getting ready to hear
Yeah.
anymore. I agree. So like, I do feel like it needs to be broke down. So you have hip hop, then you have like your soul hip hop, then you have like your like the future drug type hip hop. You know,
What would you
it just
call
needs to-
that? What
Like
do you
your
call
trap
that?
hip hop, and then you got I don't know. Like it just needs to be broke. Somebody got to sit it together, but I definitely feel like it needs to be
I
broken
don't
down.
think that it should be called hip hop if it don't have nothing to do with none of the four elements, like the word itself. Like reel this shit back in, because it's like so far out there now. It's on some, and I get it. It changes, evolve, whatever. But that shit don't have nothing to do with hip hop. Everything is young and black is hip hop. That's bullshit.
True, but hip hop was like it's like that freedom though. It's like you got the freedom to say and express yourself. So I feel like it is hip hop because they're
Right.
saying what the hell they want to say and what they're doing. But like I said, it needs to be broken down. It got to be some kind of little tree or somebody got to tell them, hey, okay, it's this.
See, Kim, Black Youngster made that song Hip Hopper just for people like you. Hip Hopper.
Idea.
See, and you have no clue who Black Youngster is. So that's that gap I'm talking about.
I have no idea, and I'd be so happy when I don't know who these people are, because then I go find out like Kodak Black. I didn't know who he was, right? And then so I went and I looked, and I was mad as hell.
It was an embarrassment.
It was a fuck. It was who okays
Project
this shit?
Project Baby 2 on the way.
You gotta understand though,
Who
but you gotta think about it.
shit?
He looked up to somebody, so somebody influenced him. He was listening to some old head or somebody that made him be like, it's okay. You gotta remember that.
This shit ain't just happening.
It didn't just come out of nowhere. He listened to somebody and was like, "Yo, I'm finna do this." So you can't be mad at all of the young
No,
generation.
I get it, because we had some pillhead jerks wilding out.
Social media just exposed.
Yeah,
Right, exactly.
We had some shady characters too. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But why are all of these characters shady? And I'm wondering, like, do they worship the devil? Are they like, those people that's like, they transform, and sometimes they're a man and sometimes they're a woman, like on those horror movies. And it's like they just like, it's like they're just so like just, you know what I mean? They just crazy as a motherfucker out here, like talking about nothing. And the kids, I hate when I see little kids doing it, because it's like y'all don't know no better. And for a kid, you think that somebody okayed it. You know
Right,
what I mean?
that's what I'm saying. Like somebody,
It's okay for somebody.
somebody approved it, so it's like I can't be mad at the little niggas that was doing it.
Follow the money. How many people came out within the last 10 years that before their song even got popping, they were in jail?
So listen,
How many?
we don't know. We'll let the viewers answer that. But listen, y'all make sure y'all check out DJ Samoa's Top 5 Countdown, as well as Inside the Industry with my man Jay Black, the one that's behind the camera. He talking, but he don't want to be in the camera. But if you just checked our Facebook Live, you saw his face finally. This is your boy GT.
I'm Kymmy Cocoa.
And I'm Rainy.
Thank you, Rainy.
No problem. I enjoyed my time here.
Listen, y'all have a good night, okay?
Hit us up on social media. Kymmy Cocoa.
Grind Time 561.
Kymmy Cocoa on Twitter and on Facebook, but on Instagram, a Chocolate Girl Wonder.
at USFJ Rain on everything.
I shouldn't have
RainyPhotos.com.
done all that, but
I just got back on Twitter, so y'all follow me. I think I only got about 5 followers. So y'all seriously, y'all need to follow me because my shit is looking poosy.
Let me follow.
Y'all have a good night.
I don't know if I'd be too good for this one.
And I like
Extended
fight the
line,
power.
so I became a leader. Turn these
I like-
unbelievers
Police coming straight from the
overachievers.
underground.
They were sleeping on the boy like I'm only a dreamer. I was high off life.
I wish I had my ratings count today, man.
I like everything Coach gave me. I like anything Chucky ever said. He should be on the council, and I feel like it's so stupid I didn't put him on my council. But he needs to. Chuck D.
What about Trinidad? Not in America. America.
Listen to different people live this life. Never get a sequel. Be that person to
Good night, y'all. Good night.
for your people. Standing erect is what you preaching. Trusting in your